You know, my mama always told me that I was definitely good looking. On September 8th, 2023, Elemental Dungeons released to the public. And in this release, there were only 2 mythical elements that were available at the time, Galaxy and Reaper. As just stated, Reaper is one of the 2 mythical elements that was available to obtain on Elemental Dungeons release. And it's obviously still obtainable today. It's obtainable from the Element Banner and the Sus Vampire. Its abilities are Scythe Slice, Summon Skeleton, Deathquake, Diablo, and Grim Reaper for the final ability. And this also comes with an M1. With Reaper being a mythical element, it's gotta be good, right? Well, let's do an Underworld run and show off how good it is. But real quick, here's a shout out to my members. Thanks, lads. So I don't know if I've said this in previous videos or not, but I always listen to music whenever I'm recording. And because of this element, you know, fellas, we gotta listen to spooky, scary skeletons. So let's rattle them, boys. All right, so I'm not gonna do hard quite yet because I am, quite frankly, not quite strong enough. But anyways, fellas, man, I'm dead. So I used to think that Reaper had like absolute dog crap survivability. But like, honestly, I was just using it wrong. This thing's awesome. This element's just awesome, bro. Like, no joke. I love this element. Okay, maybe not love, but like, it definitely is really good. And the fact that you can do a lot of damage with it is awesome. Look at that, 9k per Scythe Slice. That's wild, bro. You may be thinking, Salty, that's not that good. 17k per Skeleton M1 is wild, bro. Ooh, wait, I almost missed some. Oh, it's an Inferno helmet. Cool. A little bit more gold. Yeah. I know what you're thinking right now. Salty, light does about 10k, 11k per kick or something else. And yeah. Okay, you're right. But like, you also do like a whole lot more with the skeletons and all the other abilities. Let me cook. Please. Thank you. That was a lag issue, not a game, not a Reaper issue, promise. Ian blurred the photo. Rattle 'em, boys. Okay, mini boss. Honestly, this guy isn't that hard to fight as well. Like, just let the skeletons sick him, dude. Oh my goodness. So the interesting thing about the skeletons, I guess I'll bring it up right now. But basically, actually, this guy's gonna kill me. So basically, the skeleton scythes they do about 17, 18k at my current level, which is 185, and I'm going full glass, by the ways. But basically, they do about 17, 18k every half second. So every 0.5, you can do about 35, 36-ish damage. So it's like 72k every second. I don't know, I'm homeschooled, so I don't know math. But yeah, no, it's like really good, especially if you can have the boss, which you'll see here in a moment, hopefully. If you can have the main boss target you and like not aggro onto the goons, literally the skeletons can absolutely melt the boss. And as you'll see with the final ability, but honestly, you can solo this entire dungeon. Well, you can solo basically every dungeon with just the Scythe Slice and the Deathquake and the skeletons, of course. You should be having 2 skeletons in the game at all times. All right, boss time. I'm gonna reset just to teleport up to the boss room, and we're gonna do a little bit of finessing if we can keep our skeletons alive. Hopefully we can. I am just gonna chill around the outside. Actually, wait, never mind. And they're both dead. Nice. I'm gonna let the skeletons do like a lot of damage. I'm now gonna pull them away because they're getting a little bit close to killing the boss. Although it looks like he died. So now we're gonna chill out here, and there's a reason why. 300k HP. There's no way that Salty could possibly melt the boss this quickly, could he? Well, Yugi boy. So we're gonna wait for him to do the lava breath attack. So we're just gonna place down the Diablo, activate our ability, press and hold Deathquake, and we're just gonna do this. Summon if we need to. Easy! Let's go, dude. Fudge, yeah. Oh, way too easy, bro. And that's the reason why I didn't do hard, by the way. I can't quite do it in hard. I got down to like 2k, I think, one time, but nah, chief. That boss was so easy. I guess you could say that we spooky dookied on him. Also, if you're enjoying the video, then make sure to not only like it, but also subscribe for more. Currently, I'm trying to make it to 100,000 subscribers before the year 2024 ends. So if you enjoy the video, then make sure to not only like it, but also subscribe. All right, let's continue. Let's answer the 2 questions that you have. Is it good, and should you or I use it? Well, let's answer the first question by comparing it to an element we've talked about previously, lava. As we've talked about, lava is a legendary tier element that does more damage than lower rarity elements like nature. Lava has a lot of area of effect attacks and that allow it to melt bosses and take them out quickly. See what I did there? I know, I'm not funny. Both Lava and Reaper have a summoning ability and at least one area of effect ability. Lava has two abilities that allow you to poke at enemies and bosses from a little bit of a distance away, and Reaper has a transformation. The main factor that separates these two elements is their damage. One element does more damage than the other by a major amount, and that really powerful element is Reaper. Another thing that separates these two elements is the mastery cap. All rare and epic tier elements have about 125 max mastery, with Light having the most mastery out of all of the lower tier elements at 300. Reaper, on the other hand, has 500 mastery points. Lava has 300, so the damage cap is a little bit higher. Which, by the way, this is important because your mastery also dictates your damage a fair amount. Also, Reaper's skeletons have more HP than Lava's lava minions. Say that 10 times fast, Lava's lava minions. So to summarize this question, yes, Reaper is an insanely powerful element that does a lot of damage. So should you or I use it? Also yes. This element is one of the strongest elements in the game right now, and it will carry you through the dungeons, if you use it right. Reaper isn't one of those elements that you can just pick up and become overpowered with, since you gotta understand how Reaper's kit works. Because if you don't, you're gonna die, and you're gonna cry almost as hard about this as what I did after watching the Mugen Train movie for Demon Slayer. So to help you out, let's talk about a few of the abilities. For the Scythe Slash ability, you have to get pretty close to an enemy in order to do damage to them with it, which can put you at risk of taking damage yourself. In order to utilize this ability correctly, you're going to want to slash near the enemies, not directly at them. If you slash in a bit of an L pattern around them, you can hit an enemy with both slashes and not take any damage from the enemy. This is especially important if you're attacking a melee enemy in, let's say, Underworld, where you can potentially be one-shot by melee enemies. The skeletons are by far the best damage source from this element. By way of DPS, by the ways, the transformation ability does do more damage per tick, but we'll talk about that here in a moment. As I said in the dungeon run, make sure to have all of your skeletons in play at all times if you can help it. They not only do a lot of deeps, but they can also pull the aggro of some mobs off of you, allowing you to escape and heal up. Besides the transformation ability that Reaper has, all of the other abilities are pretty straightforward. But we need to talk about that transformation ability real quick, because you're probably using it wrong. The Grim Reaper transformation is really strong, but the cooldown is flippin' long. In a reasonable speedrun, you're only going to get one use out of it, so I'd recommend saving it for the boss fight. The main boss fight, not the mini boss, but anyways. Also, use it in tandem with the Diablo and Deathquake abilities and with all of the Skelebros on the field. This will allow you to do a lot of damage to the boss, and as seen on the Underworld run, can even be used to kill the boss before it can enter any aggroed state it might have. It sounds complicated, but trust me, it's really not. Let's summarize the proper utilization for the transformation ability. Save Morb and Time ability until boss low HP, then Morb all over him with Funny Skull ability, all while Skeletor twins tickle feet. Make sense? Good. Let's summarize this whole point now, since editing this video is probably getting too long at this point. But here's one small disclaimer. As of the time of this video is being made and published, I haven't tested out every element in the game yet. Only about half of them. So if I talk about an element, then it means that I've used it. But anyways, as for if you should use Reaper or not, the answer really depends on which element you're using right now. If you're using something like Nature, Lava, or Light, then yes, absolutely. Its kit is a little funky and goofy, but it is very strong and will carry you in terms of damage. So if you're using any of the legendary elements or lower, then Reaper will be an upgrade for you. Understood? Good. By the ways, if you haven't seen my nature overview video, then make sure to go watch it right here. This element is very good, so go learn about it. Dismissed.